Welcome to the League of Women Voters of Arizona's discussion of the propositions appearing on the Arizona 2024 election ballot. We'll be sharing information on ballot propositions. The League of Women Voters of Arizona is a nonpartisan grassroots civic organization that encourages informed and active participation in government, works to increase understanding of major public policy issues, and influences public policy through education and advocacy. With over 100 years of experience, the League is one of America's oldest and most trusted civic nonprofit organizations. Thank you for viewing today. An informed voter is a powerful voter. Know before you go vote. Look at the November ballot and the tools we have to complete our ballots. You'll find more information on vote411.org, a League program, and the voter guide brought to us by the Clean Elections Commission. And remember to start at the bottom of your ballot and complete the whole ballot. On your ballot, you'll have all the candidates for federal offices: President, Vice President, Senate, and Congress, statewide offices, and our state legislature, which includes 30 senators and 60 representatives that are elected every 2 years, county offices, local city councils, and school boards. We will also be deciding if we'll retain or remove judges. And finally, the propositions. You'll find the statewide measures, including initiatives brought forward by the legislature or citizens to amend or make new laws, referendums, which are citizen-led, to stop a law from being enacted, and local bonds and overrides.
Proposition that impacts courts and law enforcement. Proposition 313, referred by the legislature relating to child sex trafficking. Life imprisonment for sex trafficking of a child measure.
A yes vote on Proposition 313 will eliminate current sentencing ranges for child sex trafficking convictions, mandate life imprisonment without the possibility of release for Class 2 felony child sex trafficking convictions. A no vote on Proposition 313 will maintain current sentencing guidelines for Class 2 felony child sex trafficking convictions. The first offense, a minimum 13 years imprisonment. One prior felony, a minimum of 25 years imprisonment. 2 or more felonies, minimum 30 years imprisonment. Those in support for Proposition 313 argue that sentences may be reduced through plea deals or good behavior, but this measure mandates life imprisonment without parole for those convicted of child sex trafficking, reflecting the lifelong trauma victims endure. Child sex trafficking subjects children to severe abuse. Increasing penalties ensures perpetrators face equally severe consequences, removing them from society. The community has a duty to protect its most vulnerable members. Proposition 313 ensures Arizona's legal system punishes traffickers to the fullest extent. The measure aligns with the national movement against human trafficking, affirming that child sex trafficking is intolerable in Arizona. Reinforces Arizona's stance against child sex trafficking, holding criminals accountable and protecting children. Those against Proposition 313 argue that this proposition removes judicial discretion, shifting power to prosecutors and undermining judges' roles in delivering fair justice. Victims coerced into criminal activity could face unfair life sentences, as this amendment eliminates judicial consideration of individual circumstances like mental health, addiction, and remorse. Proposition 313 is a simplistic, emotional reaction, neglecting the complexity of sex trafficking and child exploitation. Existing laws already impose long sentences for child sex trafficking. Research shows increasing penalties doesn't significantly deter crime, as offenders often don't consider penalties when committing offenses. Critics advocate for comprehensive education, prevention programs, and evidence-based legislation to protect children and effectively prevent trafficking. And just a reminder of these important election dates to mark on your calendar. October 7th is the voter registration deadline. Between October 9th and November 1st, we'll begin our in-person early voting. October 25th is the last day to request an early mail-in ballot. October 29th is the last day to mail in your early ballot. November 5th is Election Day. In-person ballot or drop-off mail ballot by 7 p.m. And our polls will open at 6 a.m. If you are a registered voter, your rights are protected under federal law. Every registered voter is eligible to vote. Your right to a ballot is protected under the Voting Rights Act. The Help America Vote Act ensures that all individuals who visit a voting location will be allowed to vote. If you do not have the proper identification and a poll worker says you are ineligible, you must be allowed to vote with a provisional ballot. Remember, there are 13 ballot propositions, so please go to vote411.org to read the analysis of each one. Your vote is your voice. And if you are at vote411.org, thank you for becoming an informed voter. For additional questions, feel free to email us at lwvazadvocacy@gmail.com.